We are all one illness or event away from a future we never imagined. And I would add on to that, and never planned for.
Hi, this is Jerry Pletico with Touching Hearts at Home here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Today I have Beth Gwinn with me, who is the amazing leader for Oasis Senior Advisors here in the Inland Northwest. I think she's just an amazing person and thought you all would be so interested in what she had to share. So Beth, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, a little bit about your past and why you do what you do.
Great, thanks. Thanks, Jerry. I own Oasis Senior Advisors Inland Northwest. So I provide services free to families in the North Idaho area, as well as the greater Spokane area. Kind of two areas of influence that Oasis Senior Advisors has. One is in the placement in helping families that are looking to move a loved one into an assisted living or memory care community, a very hands-on approach there. The other side of it is if someone is not ready to move yet, but they need other senior-related resources like yours, in-home care, elder law attorney, financial advisor, mover, those kinds of things. I also provide referrals for all of those other areas. And I got into this work. I worked at a continuing care retirement community for 12 years. So I worked in independent living, assisted living, memory care, and loved that work. And this is a business, but more importantly for me, it's a calling.
That's awesome. I see that in you. And the reason I brought you in to talk with us is because our motto is the heart of home care. And I feel like you lead with the heart. So that's why I introduced you to my audience. So
thank you.
So Beth, give me one frequently asked question that you often get in your kind of work.
Oh, I would say one of the most common has to do with someone that has a diagnosis of dementia. I often will hear people say, my mom was diagnosed with dementia, so we need to find memory care. And I like to be able to explain that in Idaho, you have to have a diagnosis of dementia to live in a memory care community. But just because someone has a diagnosis of dementia does not mean they need to be in a memory care community, and kind of explain what those thresholds are that would require someone really to need that more secure environment.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that you had to have a diagnosis to be in a memory care. Can you just explain that a little bit deeper? Like, why would you need that?
Well, for instance, in my experience working in an assisted living, we had a lot of residents there who had a diagnosis of dementia, but how that manifested itself for them might have been a little bit of a movement disorder where walking was different, more of a shuffle. It also can manifest itself in someone needing reminders to come to the dining room, or reminders to shower, or confusion about who in their life is still alive. And sometimes they would talk about people as though they're alive. They've already passed away. When someone gets to the point where they really need a secure memory care environment is when dementia progresses to the point that someone is actively exit seeking, where they really don't believe they live there, and they're asking for the bus schedule, or trying to open doors and put their clothes out of, or out a window. The other side of that could be if there are behaviors that require multiple staff to redirect them and kind of keep them moving in a direction of their own room and behaving appropriately, things like that.
That sounds like you're an expert at dementia care.
Well, thank you.
We try to be with our caregivers as well, but there's just a lot of dynamic there that unless you've experienced it yourself, you may not understand all of those pieces.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.